King Charles to hold private conversation with Prince Harry tomorrow in Olive Branch to Sun. King Charles is set to reach out to Prince Harry on his birthday tomorrow and reconnect with his son on a call, it has been claimed. Relations between the two royals have been frosty ever since the Duke of Sussex quit life in the UK. Tensions were exacerbated by Harry's repeated media interventions, speaking out on the royal family, and sharing information about private conversations. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. But with the king is set to try and put his differences with his youngest son to one side tomorrow in order to wish him a happy 40th birthday, according to the Daily Express citing a well-placed source. Due to time difference, the monarch will speak to Harry via Skype in the afternoon, speaking to the Duke shortly after he wakes up. The king will reach out to Harry on his birthday, the source said. Although the family are not as close as they once were, there is still a lot of love there. They tend to use Skype when they communicate because they can see each other and it's all set up by staff so it runs smoothly. Prince Harry and his father are thought to have only spoken a handful of times so far in 2024, with conversation between the pair rare. King Charles did not meet with his son when he visited the UK in May to mark the 10th anniversary celebration of the Invictus Games at St Paul's Cathedral. Despite both being in London, it was announced that the monarch's full programme meant it was not possible for a meeting of the pair. In response to the many inquiries and continued speculation on whether or not the Duke will meet with his father while in the UK this week, it unfortunately will not be possible due to His Majesty's full programme, a spokesperson for the Duke of Sussex said at the time. The Duke of course is understanding of his father's diary of commitments and various other priorities and hopes to see him soon. In a statement released ahead of his 40th birthday tomorrow, Harry focused in on the importance of family. "I was anxious about 30, I'm excited about 40, he said. "Becoming a father of two incredibly kind and funny kids has given me a fresh perspective on life, as well as sharpening my focus in all my work. Being a dad is one of life's greatest joys and has only made me more driven and more committed to making this world a better place." That said, King Charles is set to hand Prince Andrew a strict ultimatum as housing feud intensifies. King Charles is ready to hand Prince Andrew a strict ultimatum in their ongoing feud regarding his royal lodge home. The monarch has reportedly been trying to evict the Duke of York for some time and has recently intensified his efforts in the form of taking away his brother's security detail. But disgraced Andrew is said to have retorted to childish antics and refused to leave the royal property, instead choosing to brood in a dark room and refusing to leave. His behavior is testing the patience of the king, who is giving Andrew an ultimatum that could make things worse for him if he doesn't abide by the rules. If the Duke of York does decide to leave, Frogmore Cottage, which was gifted to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle by the late Queen as a wedding present, could become his new home. King Charles cut off Andrew's security plan in a bid to remove him from the Royal Lodge, but the Duke of York has instead reportedly doubled down. A palace insider claimed Charles' patience is now running thin as Andrew is taking longer than desirable to recognize the reality of the situation. The source told The Times, if he doesn't agree to move to a property better suited to his needs, then the king may have to reconsider the levels of support he is willing to provide. Some have suggested that ex-wife Sarah Ferguson's £4 million Belgravia home could also be a suitable alternative for the Duke and Duchess of York to live in as it sits empty. But experts have played down that idea. A royal correspondent pointed out that this property is not a silver bullet to the Prince Andrew problem, and could not only cause problems for him, but also places a burden on the UK taxpayer. Royal commentator Gareth Russell warned of the security risks that come with placing Prince Andrew in the Mayfair house. He told GB News, moving someone like Prince Andrew, who is a brother of the monarch and also a very controversial public figure, into a private residence in the centre of one of the busiest cities in the world, is not something that can feasibly be undertaken unless there is a security presence there. Plus, That doesn't really solve the problem of how to keep Andrew safe without making him a burden to the taxpayer. The apartment is complete with a golf simulator, swimming pool, and private cabanas. It turns out that the Canadian government was behind the purchase, attaching King Charles' name because the property will be used as an official residence for Canada's Consul General in New York. As Canada is a part of the Commonwealth, King Charles is the country's head of state. Images of the 3,600 square feet property, located on 111 West 57th Street, show regal furniture and decor alongside a huge swimming pool. Canada got a good deal for the property, as the asking price was up at £8.3 million just 2 years ago. West 57th Street is a residential skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan. It is the fourth tallest building in the US as of November 2022. The building is the thinnest skyscraper in the world with a width-to-height ratio of about 1:24. The main part of the building is 84 stories and 1,400 feet in height. Designed by shop architects and completed in 2021, the building is one of the prime spots of New York City. One penthouse in the building sold for $53 million in October. Sir Keir Starmer and his wife Lady Victoria Starmer will visit Balmoral to stay with King Charles and Queen Camilla, the Sunday Express has learned. It is tradition for the serving Prime Minister and his or her partner to be invited to join the monarch at Balmoral towards the end of the summer months just before Parliament is back in session. The House returns on September 2 this year. The Prime Minister and his wife received their invitation earlier this month and they accepted, said the source. The Prime Minister's team will update on his diary in the usual way at lobby. According to the source, the Prime Minister and his wife will be offered accommodation in the main castle while their Majesties will reside in their private cottage on the estate, Birkhall. If the Starmers were to stay the Friday night, it is said that the King and Queen will try to accommodate the couple's tradition of observing the Sabbath meal. Rishi Sunak and his wife Akshata Murthy paid a visit to the Scottish castle last year, and were seen arriving at Crathy Kirk with King Charles and Queen Camilla. Sir Keir Starmer and the monarch have known one another for exactly a decade. They first met when the then Prince Charles knighted the Prime Minister back in 2014. The Premier was granted the honour for his work as Director of Public Prosecutions. Starmer was made a Knight Commander of the Order of the Bath during an investiture ceremony at Buckingham Palace. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.